When using wire netting as your support in a container, you do need to remember to put water in the container to begin with. I'm suggesting with this one it's about 3 parts filled. Now with the arrangement, I've got the foliage first of all, and I've got 3 types of foliage. One, this fine Pittosporum, which will act as an outline to the shape. And then I will move on to having a bushier filler one. But to begin with, I've got about 7 stems of this Pittosporum, which is quite an open foliage to be using. And you need to put the height in first, and the height is roughly twice the height of the container. I like to put the second piece slightly behind that first piece, and the others I'm just fanning around, not evenly placed. I want them to come round to about, what shall we say, about 120 degrees. We don't make it exactly even on both sides. We are aiming for a triangular shape. It can be that one side will be a bit longer, which will mean that it is an asymmetric triangle then. And now I'm putting in 1 or 2 trailing pieces, and here I have Rubus tricolor, and I'm following the natural flow of the foliage to use that to its best to complement the design, so that if it curves to the right, place it to the right. If it curves to the left, put it to the left. But I want it to come down lower on that right hand side to you. So we have in the Pittosporum and now the Rubus. Here again, I've got a little bit of foliage of the trailing sort coming towards the back, where those other pieces of Rubus come to the front of the design. Those ones were going slightly to the back, and that helps to give depth to the arrangement. I have some Viburnum laurestinus, which is going to give some solidity to the back of the arrangement, again bearing in mind the height. And here I have a bushier piece of the Viburnum, and I'm going to trim it slightly. I call this pruning, so that the shape is a more pleasant shape to go in the arrangement. Sometimes with the bushy ones you have so many leaves, one covering up the other, and it makes it quite solid and messy. But you'll see I now have the large leaves in. I've put them to the left in the arrangement, and there are 5 Eremitalicum pictum large leaves. I'm just putting in another couple to go towards the back of the arrangement, and this gives a 3D effect. We don't want to have a flat faced design at the end. And at this stage your arrangement will look quite attractive with just foliage. You could add 1 or 2 more pieces and keep it all green, but we're going to have flowers in. I've just put something in bushy at the back of the arrangement here, again to give depth. Now we're going to move on to the flowers, and today I have mainly got flowers from the garden. I've got these 3 stocks, which are actually over from a bouquet I was given 10 days ago, and they're in a Moby pink. Then I have got some narcissus from the garden, which are the pale yellow cream, and they will go to the outer edge of the design. There are 2 or 3 pieces of cheerfulness as well, and I have 5 pale yellow or cream tulips from the garden. These are at different stages. Some are in bud and some are more fully out. but they are a nice contrast in form to the narcissus. I'm putting those in to balance with the Eremitalicum leaves. So the first flowers I'm putting in are these tulips, and they are going to go to the left-hand side of the arrangement, the opposite side to the Eremitalicum pictum leaves. Their form and density complements the position I'm placing them in opposite to these leaves. I'm also creating a width to the arrangement. The arrangement will finish up with being about twice the width, about 3 times the height of the container and twice the width of the container. Obviously the tulip, which is full out, will come more to the centre of the design. The one in bud will be at the tallest point. I'm still keeping quite an open look to the design. Now I'm placing in the narcissus. These are really more of a flat-faced flower, and they look more attractive if you let them not all face front-ways. It's quite a good idea to have them slightly sideways on, so you get another form, and the colour and the shading is all complementary. And again, place some towards the back as well as to the front. And you'll see I'm concentrating mainly on the side on which I have placed the Eremitalicum pictum leaves. So I've got the cream coming over in a diagonal form in the arrangement. I like to group colours and group types of flowers. Now these mauvey pink stalks, they are quite rigid, so they need to go more to the front of the arrangement. I shall be placing them just slightly off centre, and also they come in for the height, but I will bring one down lower so that as you look you get this more vertical look of that from those. Now I'm adding the cheerfulness. They will add weight to the front of the arrangement. I love cheerfulness for their fragrance and their form. Now you can see I'm ready to put some more colour into the arrangement to tie that mauvey pink with the cream. I'm going to use the blue mauve anemones, which are from my garden. They're in different stages, one or two are more fully out than the others, and then some are bending more than the others, but I shall be using them with their natural bend and just let them find their own place in the arrangement. With the wire netting, if you want to put things in at an angle, you need to make sure that you can lay them in from an angle. We're used to Oasis where we put things in the right height the first time round, but sometimes with the mesh we need to have another approach. Bring it out and putting it in again. Now I'm adding my main flower, which is this lovely lime yellow rose. It's not a dense yellow, there's a lightness to it. And these will be the main arrangements, and I shall start possibly with the fullest one out and put that more central in the arrangement. And then I shall work from that point, going up and going to the sides. I obviously felt that one would be better placed lower down and that one slightly up. And here again, I'm looking at the main focal point of the design with these roses at the moment. And now I'm adding to the height, and you notice they're going slightly to the back once again, giving depth to the design. Now this one is coming to the side, to the front. That wasn't quite the right length. That's better. And I think I have used 7 roses in all, and I wanted to create an open arrangement. I didn't want it to appear stuffed. And I think as you look into it now, you can see that each flower has its own space. It isn't being suffocated by too much foliage. And I look upon this as an open, asymmetric design. You can see the trailing pieces down to the left-hand side as opposed to the shorter at the right.